All right, let's talk about change. Specifically, why it can feel so impossibly hard sometimes. In this explainer, we're going to break down the invisible psychological walls that stand between you and the life you actually want to live. Let's dive right in.
So, why does tomorrow never seem to show up? You know that feeling, right? You get all fired up, you make a plan, you're ready to go, but then tomorrow comes and, well, nothing happens. You're right back where you started. What is actually going on there? And here it is, laid out perfectly. Your intention: I'll definitely start Monday. Your actual action? It looks an awful lot like last Monday, doesn't it? This is that classic frustrating gap between what we want to do and what we actually do. It's so easy to beat yourself up over this, to feel like it's some kind of personal failure. But I'm here to tell you, it's really not about you. Exactly. This isn't a character flaw. It's not about being lazy or lacking willpower. It is, quite literally, your brain playing tricks on you. These are predictable, well-understood psychological traps that are working against your best intentions. And the really good news? Once you can see the tricks, you can start to outsmart them.
So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and unmask 7 of these hidden saboteurs. Yep, 7 specific psychological barriers that keep you stuck. And we're going to start with the sneakiest ones of all, the ones that trick you into feeling good for doing, well, absolutely nothing. Okay, this first set of barriers is all about something called deceptive brain rewards. This is how your brain gives you that sweet, sweet feeling of accomplishment without you having to do any of the actual, work. It's like getting the gold medal without ever running the race. A very clever, but very counterproductive mental shortcut. And barrier number 1 is a huge one. It's called temporal self-displacement. It sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. Your brain basically treats your future self as a completely different person, a stranger. And it's super easy to sign that stranger up for all kinds of hard stuff, isn't it? Future me will go to the gym. Future me will wake up early. The only problem is, when the future arrives, that stranger is, well, it's still just you.
Then there's this little gem, the dopamine trap of planning. You know that high you get from making a really detailed plan, or buying all the new workout gear, or creating a color-coded spreadsheet? That feeling is dopamine. Your brain is giving you a little reward hit just for planning to succeed. You feel like you've already done something, which, ironically, can completely kill your motivation to do the actual work.
Come on, we've all been here. You spend a whole hour crafting the most beautiful, perfect to-do list. It feels so productive. And you think to yourself, wow, that was a lot of work. I deserve a break. And just like that, the real work gets punted to, you guessed it, tomorrow. All right, let's move on to our next category of change blockers, perfection and rigidity. Think of these as mental cages. They're all about all or nothing thinking, which in the real, messy world usually just means nothing gets done at all.
So barrier number 3 is cognitive rigidity. This is a fancy way of saying your thinking gets stuck in a rut. It's when you see the world in black and white. You believe there's only one right way to do something, and any small setback, any tiny mistake means total, complete failure. This kind of thinking makes taking even the first step feel almost impossible.
And this comparison just shows it perfectly. On one side, you've got the rigid mindset. It's either success or failure. That's it, a giant cliff between the two. But look at the other side, the flexible mindset. It's not about success or failure, it's about progress and learning. It's a journey. One of these mindsets paralyzes you with fear, and the other one actually gives you permission to start. And that leaves us right into barrier number 4, the fear of imperfect execution. We often disguise this one as perfectionism. We tell ourselves, oh, I just have really high standards. But let's be honest with ourselves. It's usually not about high standards. It's about being terrified of the messy, awkward, imperfect beginning. The flawless result you see in your head is so shiny and perfect that taking that clumsy first step feels like failing before you even begin. So you just don't begin. Okay, this next section is absolutely crucial. It gets down to a really fundamental question. Who's in control? Are you the driver in your life, or are you just a passenger along for the ride? Because your answer to that question changes everything.
This brings us to barrier number 5, the external locus of control. Now, locus of control just means where you believe control comes from. If your locus is external, you believe that life just happens to you. You're the passenger. It's always someone else's fault, right? The traffic made me late, my boss is unfair, it was just bad luck. You feel like a victim of your circumstances.
And just look at the difference in the internal monologue. The external locus says, it's bad luck, it's their fault. It's all about blame. But the internal locus, it asks questions. What can I learn from this? How can I solve this? One mindset keeps you stuck and powerless. The other? The other is where all real change actually begins. All right, our final section is about what I like to call the comfort zone cage. This is all rooted in your brain's number one, non-negotiable, prime directive: save energy no matter what.
So here is barrier number 6, low cognitive flexibility. Think of your brain like a forest. The things you do all the time have created these wide, clear, easy-to-walk paths. They're automatic. Trying something new, that's like trying to hack a brand new path through a dense jungle with a machete. It takes a ton of energy. So when you find yourself resisting a new challenge, it's not you being weak. It's just your brain trying to take the easy, well-worn path to save fuel.
And our final barrier, number 7, is a really modern one: avoiding new ideas. More specifically, it's the habit of only consuming simple, easy, bite-sized content. When all you do is scroll through simple stuff, you're literally training your brain for shallow thinking. You're conditioning it to avoid complexity. But here's the thing: real, meaningful life changes are complex problems. You can't expect to solve a complex problem when your brain's only been training on the easy stuff.
Okay, so we've met the 7 saboteurs, we've seen all the tricks your brain plays on you to keep you stuck. So now what? What do we do about it? The good news is, the solution isn't some crazy, complicated strategy. It's actually a simple but really profound shift in perspective.
And this quote just says it all. The gap between one day and day one is the difference between dreaming and doing. One day is a fantasy. It's a fairy tale we tell ourselves that lives somewhere off in the future. But day one, that's a decision. That's a choice you make right now, today. It's where the dreaming stops and the doing begins.
And this is the hard truth, but it's also the most empowering truth there is. Your future self isn't coming to save you. There is no magical, more motivated version of you on the horizon who's going to swoop in and do all the hard work. The person you want to become is built, one small action at a time, by the person you are right now, today.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question. Of those 7 barriers we just walked through, which one really hit home for you? Which one is your primary saboteur? Because just identifying it, just putting a name to it, that is the very first step to taking its power away.